Yeah, I always like Kiyoshiro. I used to forget his name. Imawano. Kiyoshiro Imawano. He had such a big heart and so sincere, as well as a very cool rock image, something like Rod Stewart, maybe, kind of looks like. And we were lucky, we played together several times. Long time ago, there used to be a television show called Rock Maycan. Yeah, it used like a sort of big jam session every week. And I played there about 6 times, and every time was many different rock musicians. So I got to meet them and play with them. I met Char. I played with Char that time as well. I wasn't here very long, but already I was doing that show and meeting people. But Kiyoshiro was the one that I really remember that stayed with me. And so we met sometimes after that. And then, of course, he died so young. It was a real tragedy. 54, I think. I was so sad about that. And somebody else who also passed away was Sheena and the Rockets. I played with them a couple of times, and it was really great basic rock, almost like Ramones, I felt. Very basic and simple rock. So I enjoyed Sheena and the Rockets. And then the most original rocker, I feel, is the leader of a band called Heatwave. Heatwave band has been going a long time. And basically the members always changing, but the leader is always there. Hiroshi Yamaguchi is the leader, and he's a very creative songwriter. And the band has been going maybe almost 40 years now, I think. And I toured and played with them for, I don't know, 2 or 3 albums. I was their keyboard player. And it's not just rock. He's quite influenced by Irish music, Irish folk music, and also Van Morrison. So we worked together on some albums, and I actually invited Van Morrison's recording engineer to come and mix the Heatwave album.
Wow.
He was so happy about that, and it's a great album, and they're still playing, I think. Boom is another band who are often changing their style. They started out as, I think, a reggae ska band playing in the street in Shibuya, and then they did different styles of rock and pop, and I heard about them. And then one day they asked me to meet them, and I spoke to the singer Miyazawa, and he said, well, we want you to play piano with us. And I said, well, what style do you play now? And he said, well, from now we want to do like Latin rock. And I said, Latin rock? Well, why are you asking me? I never did Latin rock. And he made a very good answer. He said, well, we never did Latin rock either. But from now we're going to try. So I said, oh, okay, So I went immediately to Tower Records and I bought about 10 CDs of Latin music, and I started playing Latin piano from that time. And we did it, and it was so successful. We did a tour in Brazil, and it was very, very successful tour. It's an interesting band. I met Freddie before Queen. So after my band Love Affair, I made my progressive rock band, and the name was Morgan. I had no other ideas, so I just thought Morgan, that's a band name, okay. And we were looking for a singer, so we auditioned some singers, and we found one guy who's really good, and he just left a band called Smile. And other member of Smile was Brian May and Roger Taylor, which of course later became Queen. And one day I went to my new singer's house, and I went into the kitchen, and there's a kind of strange looking man, like exotic guy, maybe Indian or Persia or something, who's standing there all dressed in velvet. And I said, who's that? And Tim, my singer, said, oh yeah, he's the new singer in Smile. And his name is Freddie. I said, oh, hello. And Freddie put his hand out, very shy. Hello, and like that. And so that is when I first met Freddie. Then that was about 1971. So just 2 years later, 73, I was playing with Mott the Hoople. And for our English tour, we had a new support band called Queen. So then I met Freddie and the other guys again. And they were already getting successful. But they were our support band. And we traveled together on a bus. And sometimes after the show, there would be table tennis, you know, ping pong table in the dressing room. And we'd all have a big challenge. And every night, Freddie was the champion. Amazing player, so fast. In those days, of course, everybody liked to drink a lot. And especially me. And no drugs, though. I'm very happy. I never took any drugs, but just drinking. And I remember one day, we also did American tour with Queen. And they were supporting. And I remember coming down to the hotel cafe to have breakfast. And as usual, very hungover. So need something heavy, you know, like bacon, eggs, you know, need a heavy breakfast. And we're all sitting in a line at the counter, the Mott the Hoople and Queen, everybody. I look and say, where's Freddie? And then I noticed one guy had fallen into his breakfast. So his head was like that. His face was in a plate of fried eggs and bacon. And he's sleeping in his breakfast. That was Freddie. 写真撮らなかった、残念ね。携帯なかった。残念、本当に。I had a movie camera though. Movie camera.
そう、その時のね、実はモーガンさんは8ミリでそれを撮影してたんですよ。その時のツアーを。で、まあ実はそのフレディが倒れてる顔のシーンは撮れてないんですけど、いろんなシーン撮れてるやつがあって、最近DVD にまとめてライブ会場で販売してたりするんで、もし興味ある人はNANKER'S BESTのライブでも来ていただければ、モーガンの家でもサロンが、このコロナ禍が終わったらまたライブ再開すると思うんで、そしたらモーガンの家でも買えますね。
Thank you. やっぱりいい音楽はほとんど都会からはないですね。例えばビートルズはリバプールでしょ。まあ、ローリングストーンズはロンドン。でも本当のロンドンじゃない、ちょっとちっちゃい町、外の町から出ちゃった。鎌倉みたいな。日本のバンドもいろんなところ、北海道でも、九州でも、なんかガッツ持ってると思うよ。多分、都会の人は too much sophisticated から。本当。
Thank you.
Thank you.
I put a spell on you.
By Screaming Jay Hawkins, the originator.